All right, it is 1:01 Eastern Time. The Boys of Dungeon Lane dropped just an hour and a minute ago. I just went through the whole album just to listen to it for myself personally, but I also thought I'd make a video reacting to it. This was my first listen. Obviously, it's only been 61 minutes. Um, and I will definitely have to take some more time to listen to this album just to kind of get the whole feel of it. But I thought I'd give my instant reaction. I was pleasantly surprised. I saw a bunch of Reddit posts earlier in the day from people in New Zealand and all across the world. Some said, "Oh my goodness, this album was amazing." Some said, "This album was mid, bro, like terrible trash." And some people were backing it up, saying, you don't always have to glaze Paul, which is, I get 100% they're right. But I was pleasantly surprised by this album. I personally thought it was better than McCartney 3. That's just my opinion. I also kind of thought it was better than Egypt Station, which might be a hot take. I think Egypt Station just tends to get a little too long, so there's a lot of filler tracks. And of course, there were filler tracks on this one as well. But I found them all listenable. I didn't think any were unlistenable. Of course, there's always going to be filler tracks on any album. But right off the bat, we had As You Lie There, which was I mean, it was a decent opening, not like the greatest ever. It was all right. I thought it was pretty decent. Uh, at the end of the song, it kind of cuts from all the instruments, and then I don't even remember. See, it's been however 50 something minutes. I don't really remember. But all of a sudden, all the instruments cut, and it's just him essentially, which I thought was pretty cool. Lost Horizon was also pretty good. Throughout this album, there's a lot of cool guitar parts, kind of rock forward. I also let me know if I'm right. Let me know if you guys also saw this, or I guess heard it. But I thought the album felt kind of new wave to me. I don't know why. I think it was a lot of the guitar part. I mean, obviously there was a lot of songs like Days We Left Behind, Mama Gets By, Life Can Be Hard that were very like guitar or piano driven songs, and like by guitar I mean acoustic, not rock. There was a lot of songs as well, like Mountaintop, Lost Horizon, First Star of the Night, which had a decent amount of electric guitar in them. And for some reason, with all like the reverb and echo, they felt very new wave to me, which I personally enjoy. I'm a big fan of new wave bands. But that's just I don't know why. I kind of enjoyed this album because of that. But Lost Horizon was great. Days We Left Behind was great, of course. I can't wait to see him play this stuff live when videos come out. Ripples in a Pond, I'll be honest with you, I think this was the weakest track on the album. It just personally wasn't for me. If you liked it, I'm glad. It's not I have added this to my playlist because I have a playlist where I have every Paul McCartney song, including the opera songs, Liverpool Oratorio and all that. It's like an 80 hour long playlist. If somebody comments down in the description, I'll add it. There's some of the Fireman songs on there as well. But personally, I thought it was the weakest one, even though I still added it. Mountaintop, I'll say Mountaintop was probably in my top four. I thought that was pretty good. Down South was also pretty good. It wasn't the best for me personally. I like the story that Paul has kind of recently been giving of how George well, supposedly George, not Paul, supposedly sat on a battery in an electric milk truck, I guess, milk lorry, if you're from England. So that was pretty cool to hear. We Too wasn't bad. Come Inside and Never Know kind of felt like filler songs to me. Home to Us, which was the second single that he released from this album. Personally, it's not my favorite. I don't I don't really like the lyrics. I I don't want to bash on it too hard because I am kind of a McCartney fan. But personally, I didn't enjoy the singing from either McCartney or Ringo really. It was all right. I added it to my playlist obviously because I have to add every song, and I'll never skip that song. It's not like that bad. It's just not personally my favorite. Life Can Be Hard, banger. I'm just saying, like the piano banger. I would love to see him play this live. It's a great little song. Good lyrics on it too. First Star of the Night might be number one for me. I'm not even gonna lie. That was probably my favorite song on the album. It comes in just shy of 3 minutes long, which is, I guess, perfect. Um, but that was personally, there was a lot of kind of reverby guitar in the middle, kind of, I guess that was the solo really. But I found that song quite pleasant, I'll say. That one's definitely gonna be on repeat. Salesman Saint wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty good. And then Mama Gets By was also um probably top four for me as well. Just calling back to kind of his mom. And even he mentions in the song of like how she married him only a couple of years ago, referring to his father, of course, which I thought was kind of cute. Paul had some family stories in there. And I guess now that I'm looking at it on the track listing, there's a ton of songs written by McCartney himself, but then there's also some credits for Andrew Watt, who was the producer of the album, which is pretty cool. That I guess he wrote with him on it. Personally, I need to take some more time to listen to it. I can't really tell where his influence kind of came in. But overall, I'd rate on first listen maybe a 7.5 or 8 out of 10 for me personally. Of course, it's gonna be skewed because I'm a McCartney fan, so I don't take this as like music Bible. Um, but as someone who enjoys Paul, I think it's definitely the strongest album in the last 6 years. So I think it's stronger than McCartney 3. I think it has a case to be stronger than Egypt Station. There's also a lot of well, okay, maybe not a lot. I don't remember which track it was on. Anyone in the comments can kind of correct me on this. But there was a song on it which I don't know what it's called, like the harmonium or something. But it kind of sounded like Paul's new album, not new, but like new as in like the one from 2013. That kind of sounded like, gosh, what's the name of it? Literally the song called New, but it felt kind of like that to me, which was interesting. I thought Paul's singing was also a lot better on this album than on McCartney 3, which was also kind of a bit of a shock, I guess, because his voice has been slowly going down. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, I'd rate it above McCartney 3, maybe above Egypt Station. I have yet to receive my copy of the vinyl. I'll kind of post a video of that once I get it, and I'll also take a listen. I'll also listen to the album tomorrow, um, to kind of listen to it again, see if my views change, and then in my unboxing video of the vinyl, I will also talk about my second, third, and fourth listens of the album because I'm sure I'll do a couple. But yeah, so just keep your eyes out for that video. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good album. Definitely pleasantly surprised by the singing, the production. Definitely, I saw people say the production was crap. I didn't see that really. Personally, I thought it was pretty good. Um, but overall, yeah, like 7.5, 8 out of 10 for me as a Paul McCartney fan. Leave your, I guess, ratings down below. Tell me what your favorite songs were, because I'm curious if we all have kind of the same taste. We definitely don't, but maybe we have the same songs. Um, and just let me know kind of what your thoughts were, because I'm curious. I thought it was a pretty decent album. But again, I like all of Paul's albums, even Press, I think is a I glaze Paul so hard that I think Press is kind of a good album. Not like objectively, it probably isn't to music critics, but like Angry is pretty good. Press is pretty good. Footprints, it's all right. But I think it's a decent album. I think it gets too much hate low key, or maybe not enough. Maybe you guys will say I'm actually like psycho. But overall, it was pretty good. Um, I can't wait to listen to it on vinyl. I'll show my dad as well. Um, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. You can also like, comment down below, like I said before, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.